thank you so much one more time. The program is still much alive here on independent television. And I did say that we're going to be looking at what has been on since a few days now, talking about the re-election bid, the declaration that is said to have been made by the President Muhammadu Buhari. And of course, I also told you that some have said that, well, Buhari has declared by proxy. So for them, it's probably going to be the first time that we're having, a sitting president declaring intention by proxy. Well, be that as it may now, whether he has declared by proxy or not, it is no longer news that come 2019, that's next year, Buhari is likely going to contest in the presidential election. And as we speak now, Buhari is not a candidate yet, only that he has is willing to become a candidate of the APC. But what are really the prospects of this re-election bid for Buhari and perhaps for Nigerians? To discuss this today, we are very, very privileged to have Barrister Awo Saige. Sir, welcome to this program this morning on TV.
Thank you, Mr. Evans.
And of course, we have the honorable member representing the councillor representing Ward 2 in Oedu constituency, Mr. Harrison Iseko. You're welcome to this program this morning.
Thank you very much.
And my big brother friend, Honorable Friday Ogiriaki, a one-time lawmaker with the Edo State House of Assembly. So welcome to this program this morning on ITV.
It's a pleasure to be back here.
Okay. And also to let you know that this program is on so that you can drop your comments on the Facebook, www.facebook.com/ITVRadioNG. So you drop your comments. And also for WhatsApp, we have the WhatsApp number as 070-87341599. I repeat, 070-87341599. We're going to let you have the number on the screen so that you can drop your comments and as we go along on the show today. Gentlemen, one more time, as we set the basis for this discussion this morning, looking at the re-election declaration, made by the president, it's something that is eliciting reactions from nook and cranny of the country, and I don't know where this kind of worry is coming from. Why should it be? Let me start with Barrister Awo Saige.
Thank you very much. Well, it's obvious that a whole lot of us Nigerians have reacted to the re-election bid of the president, and it's coming at this critical time of our national life, wherein a whole lot of persons, or a whole lot of us, expected so much more than what we have seen. And it will suffice to say that it's really, really annoying. I'm using it, annoying, that at this time, the president is saying, I want to be re-elected. For you to come out, I know very well in electoral campaigns, when you want to seek election, I know, you have to tell us what you have done, what you met on ground. I remember the past governor, this is what happened. The past administration didn't do this. This is what I have done, and this is what I will do still. I'm capable of doing this. I don't, from my own personal perspective, I have not seen in clear terms what this administration have really done. We must be very clear on that. I know there have been this noise or this talk on corruption, Lotus list, prosecution. We're on court today, EFCC breaking into houses, recovering money, talks here and there. No, the condition of the average Nigerian is still the same. It's worse off now, sorry, not the same. It's worse off now, and people are lamenting on a daily basis. The job creation as it stands is nowhere. The economy is going down. Dollar that was supposed to be 1-to-1 is now over 300 naira and to $1, and people are wondering, what am I saying? 360, yeah, to $1.
365.
People are wondering what's happening. this is not what we voted for. This is not what we bargained for. And they are crying, and the pay is nothing, it's meager. You know, things are going down, and people are complaining, and at this critical time, you should be telling us, even if we have not gotten there, we should have this inkling of what is to be expected, because I know the joy. Oh, President Buhari is coming. Now he's going to wipe off corruption. Corrupt leaders will be put in prison till dates. I don't think I've seen any convicted corrupt person will keep, the recovered money, and that money should be plowed back. And persons have said, no, you can't do that, because if you recover money in my house and you want to start plowing it back to the economy when it's my money, you've not gone to court.
Yeah, but does he have rights as an individual? Does he have right to declare?
Yes, he does have rights.
So where is
I get what you're asking. Yes, he has the right to declare. But what's the morality, the moral stand? There are certain things you do. You know, it disgusts. It's like somebody who know very well. There are certain persons that shouldn't be talking of corruption in Nigeria. It bleeds my heart for people like, I'm sorry, the former president, what's his name? Obasanjo, to come up and start talking about corruption and who is not doing well, and you've been there for crying out loud.
But was Obasanjo ever proven by any court that
yes, there are many things that didn't go down well with Nigerians, and they stayed born there. Anyway, we have all of these facts, and we have all of these things going on. We have not said the courts have convicted you, but there are certain things you don't talk about because of your kind of person as it stands.
Yeah, let me pause you so that we can bring other members of this discussion. Harrison Ezeko, it was actually at the last NEC meeting of the APC that Buhari made this declaration. And of course, I remember at that meeting he tried to advise leadership or the APC NEC members to try to waive some of the conditions for whoever wants to contest. Now, as soon as you say that now, then the other thing that they had was the re-election declaration that he made. Now, was Buhari really trying to appease the APC members? Because before this time, we saw and we knew his position on the present leadership of APC.
Well, thank you very much. First of all, let me say that it is the right of Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari to run for a second term if he so wish. He have the constitutional backing, he have the right, and he has so declared his intention that he will want to run. APC is a party that do not believe in illegality. When he agree, when something wanted to happen, that there should be tenure allocation in the party executive and all that, they have to quickly correct the wrongs. And the president came up to say that it's against the Nigerian constitution, also against the APC constitution, and so on that note, they need to do the needful, that congresses will be held, and they're just saying that for those who wishes to contest for any of the second term, they have the free will to do. And it's also appeal to the party, allow them, instead of trying to create problems, everybody can be on the same page. And for Mr. President, he has said he will run. I don't know what we mean by there's a language you use when we're starting that the man makes
by proxy.
That's not true. That's not true.
Yeah.
After the session, the opened up section, the governors and some of the leaders were with him in a closed-up session where he told them he wants to run again. And let me say this without fear or favor, that APC as a party who believe in the rule of law, for the fact that the president has declared his intention, does not make him a candidate of the party yet. He's the president. APC is going to conduct a primaries. And don't be surprised, many people are going to declare their intention to run for the same position. And if the man go for the party, if he wins the primary, because he carries the candidate of the party. So he has a right, and the party is not angry about that. The party is in support of what he has said, but we're also saying that the declaration is not closed. Other people will declare their intention to run for the position of the president of one state of the country, and they will go for primaries. At the end of the day, if Mr. President is the preferred candidate for the party, and so be it, I will go for the general election. Now, so I don't think there should be, there's no other, but I don't think there should be cry over the declaration of the president. It's a right And he has just expressed his right. So nobody should begin to fight over it. Why should he contest or whatever? He has the right to do that. And he has just done that.
Yeah, you just said that the party is happy as it stands now.
Yeah.
The party is happy with the declaration. And also we've not had the Congress. The primaries that we give rise to the candidates for the party. Now, if the party is happy with his declaration, don't you think that it's going to be a one-way thing?
It's not a one-way thing. You see, if I decide to declare tomorrow, the party will also be happy. It is open. APC is not a party where internal democracy can never be put in place. I am assuring you, many people will declare their intention for presidency. Some other person in the Senate are warming up. So there will be primaries. So for the fact that they have declared does not make him automatic candidate of the party. We will not shift our constitution. They will do the needful, they will do the right thing. At the end of the day, if he now emerge during the primaries, then everybody will queue behind him. We don't want a situation where there will be crisis or some person will not say they refuse to allow them to do the needful. Like what we used to experience that when a city president, a city governor declares intention for second tenure, any other president will do so, they want to cut off his head. That is not democracy. People must be given the opportunity to express their intention. And the minority must have a say, but majority will have their way at the end of the day.
Okay. Now, viewers out there, I did tell you that we have the WhatsApp portal, so you can drop your comments on 070 87341599 and also on Facebook on www.facebook.com/ITV Radio NJ. So you can drop a comment. Now, Honorable Friday Ogeria here, what prospects lies in this re-election bid come 2019 for Buhari?
Prospect? Well, before I begin to talk about prospect, let me first say that this matter is not as simple as my brother will want us to look at it. I concede that every Nigerian who has who is qualified by the constitutional provision as to attaining that office can make such declaration. But why are we talking about this declaration today by President Muhammadu Buhari? It is because, one, he is an incumbent president, and his reign so far by 29th of May will be 3 years. And he's not just an incumbent president ordinarily. He is also an incumbent president that displaced another incumbent president in the election of 2015 with the promise to Nigerians that a lot will change for the better, different from that hegemony that he displays as a person and via his political party. If any other person today, makes a declaration that they want to run for the presidency of Nigeria, it will not be as controversial as the one that we are not dealing with, the one made by a sitting president. And I want to tell you why it is controversial, and also perhaps to look at the direct question you asked about the prospect of it. There are different ways of addressing this issue, politically and morally. On the moral front, we have a man who some years ago told Nigerians in a public statement that if given the opportunity, he will only run for 1 term. And here we are, 1 term has been given to him, and today his spokespersons are telling Nigerians that he is not bounded by that proclamation he made some years ago, that he has the reserved right to change his mind. And here we are, he has changed his mind. And what is President Muhammadu Buhari telling Nigerians?
Yeah, but here I said that Nigerians, have made clarion calls on him to come back for second tenure.
He also tells you that we have a president. Beyond partisanship, we must talk as Nigerians, as people who believe in the future of this country. President Muhammadu Buhari, has feigned ignorance of the other tumultuous and humongous cry against his coming back. He has chosen and elected to hear those that are telling him to go ahead to return to office. So what now happened to the other voices, discordant voices as we want to call it, against his ambition to return to office? So that it marks of dishonesty. Now, if President Buhari wants to be objective, he wants to be seen as a discipliner as we once know him to be, what he would have told us that he wants to run, not because Nigerians are propelling him. By what statistics did he not arrive at the point where he's not telling us that Nigerians encourage him, Nigerians are calling on him? So who are those Nigerians? If you want to go by public opinion, leading influence model, opinions model in this country, like former President Obasanjo, like former President Ibrahim Babangida, and even if you want to, if the recent statement of T.Y. Danjuma is anything to go by, all are to the direction that this man should do one term and go arrest. Do one term and go arrest. Take care of yourself. For a president that came into office and for over 1.5 years, if I'm not mistaken, the man was taking care of his head abroad. So why would that same person at his old age now, over 70 years old, would not want to make that desired sacrifice to give a chance to other able and willing persons to take charge of the destiny of this country?
Okay.
And that brings me to the other point I talked about, the political part of the issue. Now we have seen a very good example made somewhere in Africa, and that was in South Africa by our respected
Jacob Zuma.
Late estate man, not Zuma, Mandela.
Mandela,
yes.
Yes.
Mandela came from prison, and at the time when the ovation was loudest, when even nobody would have raised any eyebrow if he had wanted to continue in power, he said, for this term you have given me, for this one term you have given me, I will now quit the stage. Let other people come in. Let younger hands come in to take charge of the affairs of this country. But we have not seen in this country where leaders take a cue from that very shiny and brilliant example. Not talking perhaps now about Buhari per se. I see that leaders in this country take opportunistic advantage of the system that they operate in. We once had a president who also came from prison, and that is Obasanjo. He came from prison, and perhaps by popular election, he attained that presidency.
Okay.
After 2 terms in office, he was not trying to manipulate the system to even give himself a 3rd term. So all of that boiled down to desperation on the part of leadership in this country. Okay. What I see in the declaration of President Buhari is sheer desperation for power. If a man cried some 3 years ago or 4 years ago, telling Nigerians that after this bid, if I fail, I will not venture for the presidency again. Okay.
Now, Harrison, let me come to you. Perhaps I need you to react more on, where the reaction seems to be coming from. Now, President Muhammad has said that due to the clarion call of Nigerians that he's going to run for a second term. Now, where is that coming from? I mean, clarion call of Nigerians, because that seems to be the hallmark of the reactions of what we are getting concerning this re-election bid.
Well, you see, we have to be very objective in this analysis. Like I said before, the presidents have a right to contest. Whether it's age, in the Nigerian Constitution, there is age limit to contest. There's no age limit, as in, at also age you cannot contest election.
I know, I'm not contesting.
And so therefore,
what I'm saying is...
those states is not the only state in Nigeria. We have seen geopolitical in Nigeria. So we cannot use what is happening here, maybe some persons, their analysis and their decision to conclude that that is what is happening elsewhere. As I speak with you, if you go to the northeast, the north central, the people are eager to re-elect President Buhari.
Is that a situation in the north? In the north?
A friend of mine work in Borno State. He's a medical doctor. He work with NNPC staff clinic. As I speak with you, in the north, they are busy looking for oil. In those places, they are saying that there are issues everywhere. So the people are comfortable with the man. And now, let's come back to where we are here. The people who are raising issues, yes, it might not be fast the way we think. The development, the change he promised is not fast the way we think. I must agree with that. The man, when he came into power, has some limitation in terms of health and all that. And the man was taking over a system that is so devastated to a state of nothing. It is very easy to destroy, but it takes time to repair. There is no magic. Any president, with even if it's Jonathan that is in power, that will fix Nigeria in the space of 3 to 4 years. If we don't say this, we are just trying to be economical with the truth. And it was only very unfortunate at the time he took over as a president, Nigeria was going to recession. We must tell ourselves the truth. The money was no longer there the way it used to be. As we speak in this country, people cannot pay salary. Whether it's a PDP state or it's a APC state, or most of them cannot pay salary. Do you think the money is available? They just want to make them hungry? It's not true. The source of the money is no longer coming the way it used to be. And the only source of income for this country is from the oil sector. And this is a sector that our price of crude oil price dropped. Nigeria is just putting out of recession now, and it is not one. It's going to be gradual before we get there. So there were so many indices that have contributed to the speed at which he ought to have operated on. And every financial analysis economist in this country understand what is going on. At times I feel shame when I see some professors who come and sit down and begin to bend issue because they bring in politics. It's even if you were going to be the best technocrat that is in seat of the president, for now I cannot do more because the money is not available. Now that we are gradually coming out of recession, the economy is gradually getting to stabilize, the man should be given the opportunity to come back. And let's see what he will need to offer. Okay. He has not failed completely. Okay. I am telling you, people who are crying, why are you crying? You are crying more than the bereaved.
Are you saying that
if the man is old, is it your business? In some areas, listen, in some areas he has not met, in some areas he has not been able to meet the needs of Nigeria. And in some areas he has done well. Okay. Now, no government can do 100%. Okay. For the 3 years he has stayed, for me I score him 65%.
Okay. Now, Barrister Awosage, perhaps the anti-graft war is one strong point that some political analysts have called President Muhammadu Buhari, because never in the history of Nigeria have we had this kind of vigorous efforts by this present administration to make sure that it brings corrupt persons, to book. So I think, is that not a prospect that we should probably allow him to come for the second tenure?
Thank you very much. In the Bible, Paul said, it's not good to have zeal without knowledge. In essence, what I'm saying is not the vigorous approach. What's the resultant effects? You're talking of vigorous approach, breaking into the judge's house, bringing them out, and then taking them to court. Oh, somebody stole some money locked up somewhere, EFCC funds some grave that buried where money is. That's not what we are talking about.
Yeah, but it's on the papers, too, that a huge amount of money that is being recovered is used to fund parts of the budget. I mean, the social impact programs as contained in the budget. It's money gotten from looters.
Look, what I'm saying, you ask a question. You're saying that is it. What I'm saying in essence, even if you fund XYZ money elsewhere, or this and that, these persons, where are they? Have they been prosecuted in court? Have they been convicted in court? That's the big question. Tomorrow you spend their money and they go back to court, and court say, oh, that money, please give it back to them. What will you do? Is it by publishing names on the pages of paper that Barrister Ogiriaki's room. I found 50 million there, and then I look at him now, he's with 50 million. And then this is the money. Have you proved that in court? So that's what we are asking for. It's not just making statements around, misguided statements here and there about the economy. And this is exactly what forced out investors, that Nigeria is one big corrupt nation. Let me tell you the truth. There is no country in this world that's not corrupt. We have all their sharp practices everywhere. But no government of a nation will come out and say, my people, we are all corrupt.
That's sincerity.
No, that's not sincerity. It's not sincerity, sir. I disagree with that. I know that a few hands on the few crop of persons that are perpetrating these hazardous acts in terms of corruption, they are very infinitesimal to the entire nation. We are 170 million people, and I know we have honest and reasonable people in this country. You just go out there and make all manner of statements about Nigerians. How many persons are even actively in politics as it stands? What is the percentage of those that are elected into power? These are things we should be asking ourselves. And we keep making statements like that, and these guys have pulled their money out of the economy. We cannot be in a corrupt environment. We have to run away. No, we keep talking about back and forth, EFCC here and there. Now, even the EFCC, they are fighting themselves. They are fighting themselves. But what I'm trying to say in essence, we don't have to just try to paint some pots black and leave the kettles here. We don't have to make all those kind of statements. I honestly believe that we are not heading in the right direction. I make bold to say that we need a very dynamic operation, not just talking around and modular refineries or Sibanjo telling everybody some time ago we're having all manner of issues, the things are not working, okay, we'll keep waiting. How long shall we wait? How long can we continue to wait for all this hopelessness? This is an embarrassment. It's a national an embarrassment. So the international community will frown at such things.
What is an embarrassment?
It's an embarrassment, yes.
Buhari tends to come back.
Yes, it's an embarrassment.
You told us a while ago that he has the right.
Yes, he has the right.
Legally, he has the right.
Legally, he has the right. I agree with you, he has the right. There are some points in life you have to say, well, because I have not done, just imagine in university, we all went to school. When you have some very stupid grades.
No, we can't use
hold on. I will use it. I'm not talking about grades. I'm not talking excuse me, sir. I have right to my opinion.
Of course,
I'm saying, I'm talking about, okay, I've had some stupid grades in school. When I was in Federal Polytechnic, Auchi, as a Polytechnic student, I had some stupid grade, and I knew that was a stupid grade. So what I'm saying in essence, I'm not trying to cast aspersion at anybody. I'm trying to say that that's my result, sir. If I bring it to you, you will wonder what happened. But I knew what caused it because of inability to meet up with some financial needs. So I had to abandon some of my courses, and then it wasn't good for me. Now, I cannot come up. Today, I'm in love. Thank God. We've gone past that. When I look at the certificate, I laugh at it. But what I'm saying, if I come out now and say, my brother, look at my certificate, that would be an embarrassment. So there are certain things that happen to you in life. You sit down and rethink, even if you have the right to go all on. Yes, I know. It's all about rights. Where's our morals? That's what we're talking about. You told Nigerians you're going to do this. Don't ask me, don't tell me, oh, well, when we got there, we made this. You have studied the system. You have checked. Jonathan didn't do well. President Jonathan didn't do well. Hold on. He didn't do well, and you came on board. That we need to remove these guys, and we need to do the right thing.
Okay, let me pause you. Let me pause you.
And Nigerians said, yes, we support you.
Yeah, let me pause you.
Let
me pause you so that I can also bring Ogiraki in. Now, Ogiraki, let's talk politics a bit. For the opposition parties, we have the PDP, ABGA is there, and some other parties and all that, and of course this conceived third force that is around the corner. Now, do you see these other oppositions really being able to handle what is about to happen? What I mean, if eventually APC picks PNB as a candidate for APC for next year's election, can these other parties, are they ready? Are they even ready? As we speak now, it appears that a PDP I understand that they're still considering one or two persons, you know, and the third force is still there. The argument whether the third force is going to be collapsed into the PDP or the PDP is going to be collapsed into the third force is still there. So these other opposition parties, are they ready?
Well, let me first, I will call in aid our historical experience. We seem to be walking through some familiar terrain. Sometime around 2014 or thereabout, President Jonathan was a sitting president. And preparatory to the election that Jonathan lost, a plumage of political parties, groups were coming together.
Idea was also there.
We're coming together to form what is now known as APC, that brought in, that has now brought in President Buhari. Now, the PDP at that time felt so impregnable, felt so secured in power that they were of the opinion that if we have a Jonathan run for a second term, there's nothing that will stop him because he was an incumbent president. They underestimated the power of the people and, of course, the power of the opposition element at that time. Don't forget too that somebody who was once a PDP chieftain predicted that PDP was going to rule for about 50 or so years. So they didn't even know or realize when they were losing ground. And today the rest is now history. As a matter of fact, PDP even did worse than what we are seeing now.
Are you saying that PDP actually lost that election?
Wait, I'm coming.
No, answer my question, because
officially PDP lost. Officially.
Which one is unofficial?
Officially from the result that was declared. I'm coming to deal with the issue.
PDP at times have also alleged that they were rigged.
No, excuse me. I'm coming to deal with the imperfections in our electoral system at addressing this your question. But let me first talk about the realities that we are faced with. The reality is that PMB and Jonathan went into the election, and at the end of the day, INEC, the official body that is saddled with the responsibility statutorily, are declaring who lost and who won, declared PMB of the APC as the winner. So let us leave that aside for now. But let me tell you now that, like I said, we are walking through familiar terrain. And at the end of the day, and like I said PDP even did worse than this. The power that be, the power that surrounds Jonathan, went ahead to muzzle out all persons that had intention to run against Jonathan within the party platform. As a matter of fact, they boastfully told Nigerians that they had only one form for presidential race, within their nomination form, and that was reserved for President Jonathan. So they went into that election, and like I said, the rest is now history. PDP today lost that election, and that is why you have a PMB. But again, beyond all of what we are seeing, the protest, the dissatisfaction, the frustration, we must admit that fact, with this administration. What will really count on the election day? Today in Nigeria, some persons politically are already making some calculations that if a PMB should come back, it will benefit a certain zone in this country. That's the Eastern region. The Easterners believe that giving Buhari a second shot in office would make the presidency closer to them than if a new Northerner should come in as president.
Okay, right. Hold on. We have WhatsApp comments coming in now, and we have this first one that says that why people are afraid of saying the truth. Look, I am an APC member, Ikbubaka Ward, and let's just say that one now. Ikbubaka Ward 8, and Buhari has done nothing to deserve second term from Gray. That's a comment from Gray. And of course, we have this other one that reads that if IBB, OBJ, and T.Y. Danjuma, Sultan of Sokoto, could call on Buhari to wake and protect Nigerians, I think he should go and rest. That's also a comment on the WhatsApp portal. So just like what I said, that the numbers is being displayed there on the screen, 0708 734 1599. So you can drop your comments as we move on. Ogera, he just go on.
Yes, please. So beyond just making statements in protest against what perhaps we are seeing with PMB, the opposition need to do a lot more to be assured of taking that taking the presidency from the ruling party come 2019. They need to do more. There need to be a lot more organization. There need to be a lot more transparency. There need to be a lot more openness in the way they do their things, different from what we have seen. We have seen some rallies in recent times held by PDP. The first one was in Jigawa. The other one was in even in the President Muhammad Buhari home state, Katsina, and he attracted a real lot of crowd. But do crowd win elections? Crowd doesn't win elections.
Okay.
And that brings me to the issue of the system that we operate. One of the things that I believe would have encouraged a PMB to throw his heart to the ring a second time is because of that belief in him that he already has all of the machineries, state power, even the INEC, the electoral body. Why are we talking about whether PDP won election and didn't win election just now? It is because we believe that if the process was credible, if the vote actually counted the house, the result would have been different.
But it's just PDP that puts about that INEC that counted the results.
Well, PDP put up that INEC, but you also know that a lot of things happened. There have been several revelations after that election.
Anyway,
there have been several revelations. Yeah. It's just that the man who lost the election chose to surrender. Between himself and the party, the PDP, they never went to court to test the integrity of that election, as it were. But what we are dealing with now, I think Nigerians, beyond saying go and get your voter's card, I'm of the opinion that the opposition should also be concerned about the working of the electoral body.
Okay. Now, let me get your thoughts one more time, Harrison Ezeko, quickly. Yeah,
just to react to some of the points that he raised, like I will always say that the president has the right to contest the election, and nobody can deny that fact. Whether you feel you are satisfied or not satisfied, you cannot stop him. If you feel dissatisfied, you go to the pool and cast your vote. Having said that, I want to say very clearly that a party that has structure on ground, like my brother said that the election that brought in Buhari, that the PDP who was in government, a city president, who set up an INEC, and I said that the election was not perfect, that the election was due to the back door and all that. If a man who was in government can be in control, as he has claimed, of INEC, talking about the man is not in government. We are seeing a party who are done well at the state level, a man who have integrity, who have a good intention for this country, but because we have an institution that is so bastardized, it's not Buhari that will take people that will prosecute people in court. People have stolen money. But what are we seeing today? The judiciary are playing gambling with Nigerians. Because why? We have institutions that have been so bastardized.
Yeah, but
today in Nigeria, we have institution where who is fighting back. Nigerians are celebrating corrupt people.
Yeah, but don't you also
somebody has been caught with money? Nigerians are happy. Why would you persecute them?
Yeah, Harrison is
what we are saying is that let and commissar, is it Buhari that is it a military regime? We're not in decree. The court are supposed to be
the APC released a list of looters.
Please excuse me.
They released a list of looters and they are not in court.
Just hold on. Let him before his point.
As we speak, since Buhari took over, some persons have been facing criminal charges in court. Have they been able to convict one? Is it Buhari that will go and convict them?
They should furnish with evidence.
What are you talking about? You are a PDP, but we know there was about one they are there.
With evidence.
So we have institutions that have been so destroyed.
One of which
and to repair these institutions is going to take time. Like I tell you, Somebody was calling, saying we have civil servants. Say he called them evil servants. My brother, it's so far from the truth. If we must get it right in this country, we must face that sector.
Okay.
This is a man who is trying to do what they are fighting back. If the man make a move, the one of the show whatever he's doing, and we are complaining.
We'll soon take a short pause. Now, quickly, now let's look at some of these institutions we are talking about here. We have an INEC as being chaired by Professor Mahmoud now. Now, an issue came up recently, the issue of overvoting. You understand? And INEC, to some people, was really not able to really address that issue. And as we stand now, it may likely be a problem in the 2019 election. All parts of this institution we are talking about as it relates to government politics, as it were. I will say it.
Thank you very much. Joseph Stanley of Great Germany.
Very soon you mentioned my name.
Yes. He said, the voters, the electoral process will mean nothing. Those that count, they decide everything. And I must say, the INEC being saddled...
But those that count are also part of the electoral process.
Now...
Yeah, they're part of the electoral process.
Yeah, so whatever. Now, what I'm trying to say here is this. You that is counting, who control the man counting? Yeah, Barrister Giraki was saying something a while ago, and it looked like, oh, you're talking about a sitting. It's not about just being a sitting government or president, as it were. Now, what happened the night before? There are things that have happened. Now, you're talking about they have been unable to explain that and this. We talked about kids voting in the north. Nobody, we saw them. And everybody pretend as if we didn't see that. They are normal stuff.
No, INEC did not pretend. INEC came out and told Nigerians that they were under duress, so to say. It was between life and threat for them.
Okay, good.
So they could not...
And yet, we still come up here to say, well, the elections were just, okay, he just... the point I'm making here, if INEC has said that, and I think it's not about being partisan here. We are all in the interest of this country. That's my major concern. Now, we know the truths, and we all know what happened. Everybody knows. But the aspect I'm concerned about is, I don't see this INEC, so to speak, being able to do the needful when it comes to, they are not prepared. They are not ready to do or conduct a sincere and genuine, transparent election.
Well,
way forward, first and foremost, Nigerians should be ready. If you know you don't have your voter's card, you should go get that. Go to the office, ensure you have your voter's card, and then do the needful when it's time. And it's a very, very big lesson for every one of us. And I say encourage the government, to still have time to do so much. It's not about time. Adolf Hitler had revamped the entire economy of Germany in 4 years, and he fought the whole world. So PMB can still do so much. And who knows? Things can just change. And I know Nigeria is our country. We have no other country to go to. We encourage all Nigerians to be cooperating, regardless of party divergence. You don't need to say, I'm not part of them. The little ways we could, we should contribute and ensure the system work well. We should not encourage corruption, which is bad. It's an epidemic that has destroyed this country over the years. We should fight it. And it must not just be the president as an individual. It must be a collective effort. Okay. And I call on all and sundry to join force with the president and see how we can move this nation to the next level. Okay,
Harrison Ezeko, you also want to lead your voice too?
Just to say that PMB have a right to contest the election, and they will contest the election. With the structure of the APC as a party from the national to the state level, and I'm very confident that they are not ready to relegate presidency to any other party. They will put their ass in place, encourage people to come out.
Was that democratic?
The field is wide.
You are saying two things.
They are not ready to relegate because they will do the needful. They will encourage their people.
Yeah, but is that democratic?
It's democracy. What's wrong with democracy? They are not going to say they want to ring election. They will encourage a party that controls about 24 states. Have a sitting governor and a city president, and you think that the party would just sleep. If my brother can even agree that Buhari was so powerful to the extent that he was able to struggle power from the city president by manipulating the election. And you are not saying the man is in power, he will just go and sleep. I am telling you that the election is going to be a very smooth one. I don't think it's going to be a smooth one. Nigerians will go and vote. And where the man have his stronghold, the vote will still come from there. Just to remind you that PAB never won an election from the South. Is you able expected to win from here? That is the truth. Because when people are crying here, they don't understand the nitty-gritty of the politics. It didn't win from the South-Southeast. They did not win the election. Was the margin not high? The vote that came from Kano can cover 3 states from the South-Side. So our people who are saying the man will not win, those who are saying the man will not win, how many of them vote? How many of them, as we speak now, the number of PVC in the NEC office that have not been collected in those states, you can't count it. It's more than 500,000.
All right,
and yet they are saying the man will not win. Let them go and do the needful. If you are dissatisfied, go and vote.
Okay,
it's a free society.
To wrap up quickly, yeah, your comments.
Well, for me, I think Nigerians must come to terms with the fact that they deserve the leadership that they have, and they must be participating.
All right, let's quickly take this WhatsApp message. Buhari was voted to correct the errors, but while that, this will continue after many 3 years. So that's just the way he put it, and that comes in. And of course, we Nigerians should come to our senses and face the realities. Without that, Nigerians, we will remain in a big mess. That's our contribution too. And quickly, we have this on our reads that you cannot compare rather 16 years of PDP and 3 years of APC. Give the president more 4 years, he deserves it. That's just quickly here.
So the system that we run is a party system, party based. But
all right, I have this on our reads that Honorable Friday Ogereke is on the right track. Buhari does not deserve a second term. Our politicians are so selfish. Let him give others a chance. Buhari has failed us all. That's the way he reads. Just quickly.
Exactly. So
yeah. I didn't say that's a comment from somebody.
He's concurring to it. He's agreeing with it.
Buhari here for too long. This is a man that has been a petroleum minister. This is a man that has been a military administrator of a state. This is a man that has been a PTM chairman. You know, so this is a man too that has come again after being head of state to become president of Nigeria, and he still want to have a go for it.
All right.
So enough of the banalities, enough of this inferiority complex among our political party and politicians. Don't think that the man who is there should be turned into a demigod. The party should be parties. Not talking about APC alone now, should become a lot more influential over the affairs of the state, not the individual elected. So the party should be the engine room that is breaking out and turning out policies for the government, and not the other way round. We saw that demonstrated again in South Africa, where the party demonstrated their supremacy over the president that they sent to govern this.
Okay, and I think enough for, we should just hold the worry now, because as we speak, we said it here a while ago that PMB is not a candidate yet. He's still the president as it is now. He's not a candidate yet. So let us hold our worry and see to it that if eventually he becomes the candidate of APC, then we can start making reactions. A very big thank you to you gentlemen for, please extend the handshake down there.
Thank you.
And, so that we'll just know what to, the program, this is how we're going to draw the curtain on the program today, this morning on ITV. Tomorrow, by the special grace of God, Ugochukwu Bamdele is going to be here on the same program. My name is Evan Sunuhuge. Goodbye and God bless you.